Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel, Gardening Cold Spring Harbor. I'm in Long Island, New York, Zone 7A. Gorgeous, sunny, late fall day here in Long Island, New York. So what can you sow in the months of December? In fact, what can you sow and what can you grow? So for those of you who are asking that same question, in today's video, I'm going to answer that question for you. In today's video, I'm going to cover all the veggies and the herbs that you could still sow and grow in the month of December. So for those of you looking for that online gardening channel that offers tips, tricks, easy yet proven gardening advice to take your home gardens to that next level, don't go anywhere, guys. Stick around with me today. Start with going below this video and clicking the subscribe button. If you are enjoying the content of my gardening videos, if you find my videos to be useful, helpful, and informative in your own home gardening, don't forget to click the bell icon as well. YouTube will send you notifications every single time I'll upload a new gardening video. Now let's get gardening. Late fall and early winter might seem like one of the darkest, gloomiest time of the year for many of us, but it's also the turnaround point, guys. It's a matter of a few weeks before the days will start getting longer, and it's going to be that peak time to sow and grow so many vegetables, fruits, and herbs. But why wait so long, guys? Why wait for that time? There are so many treasures we can actually sow and grow now in the month of December. And I'm going to dive right in to that vegetable number one that should be sown and grown now in the month of December. And that vegetable is our garlic. If you have not yet the chance to plant garlic in your home garden in the zone in which you live, say the weather was very warm, or maybe you were occupied and busy with other chores, guess what, guys? December is still the perfect time to plant and grow our garlic in our own home garden. Whether you're growing garlic in raised garden beds like I am doing over here in my backyard garden, whether you're planting it directly into the soil, or maybe you grow your garlic in pots or containers, doesn't matter, guys. In fact, this year, the fall temperature has been so mild here in Long Island, New York, Zone 7A, that even if I wouldn't have planted this garlic over here in my raised garden beds roughly a month and a half ago, I still would have had plenty of opportunities and plenty of time to plant garlic in my home garden. In fact, I have one extra bag of garlic that I have left right over here, and I'm going to plant this garlic today in my south side garden. Planting garlic and growing garlic is super easy. It's one of those vegetables that you plant and forget about for quite a few months until it's time to fertilize them in the spring and harvest them come early summer. For those of you interested in how I plant and grow my garlic in my home yard, I have that video available on my channel, Gardening Cold Spring Harbor, and I'm going to link it above for those of you who are interested in seeing that as well. Now, garlic is super cold hardy. It could tolerate temperatures all the way down to 0 degrees Fahrenheit. In fact, you should never plant garlic out too early, because if your garlic will begin to sprout too early, come freezing, not frost, freezing temperatures, it could hurt those baby green leaves that will start to sprout from the soil. For those of you who maybe have purchased garlic for planting, and again, the temperatures were way too warm, or maybe you live in those warmer gardening zones, a good tip to know when it comes to planting and growing garlic: make sure you place your garlic in a cold place, such as your refrigerator, where the temperatures will be between 30 to 40 degrees, in order heads prior to planting them in your home garden. The trick to growing large garlic heads is to make sure that your garlic gets lots of exposure below the soil surface to temperatures 40 degrees and below. So if you are living in warmer climates and your air temperatures and soil temperatures do not go below 45 degrees for at least a few months, then you might not get the large, abundant garlic harvest that you're expecting to get come next spring and summer growing seasons, guys. So if you haven't yet planted garlic and you are excited and looking to plant and grow garlic, go right ahead. Do so now in the months of December. If you feel like you have ran out of time and your local garden centers or plant nurseries no longer carry or sell garlic that's meant for planting and gardening purposes, don't despair, guys. I want to share one very easy tip with you. You can still go to your local supermarket and purchase garlic heads. Just make sure that the garlic heads that you choose at your local supermarket will be organic, meaning that they're not sprayed with a growth inhibitor. Most of the time, produce that's not organic is sprayed with a growth inhibitor. So choose a few nice sized garlic heads, separate them into cloves, and 1, 2, 3, pop them into your home garden to enjoy that abundant, delicious garlic harvest come next summer season. So what is the vegetable number 2 that you should absolutely sow and grow now in the month of December? Well, let me show you. And that vegetable number 2 that should be sown and grown now in the month of December is our delicious, crisp kale. Over here, I have 3 different kale varieties that I have sown and growing from seed. You could see how beautiful and ornamental these vegetables look. And not only that, they're absolutely healthy and delicious to consume. Just take a look at this kale, for example. Take a look at the beautiful burgundy purple foliage. Take a look at this kale. Just look how different the foliage looks on each of the kale varieties. Kale is very, very cold hardy. In fact, kale will not only tolerate frost, it will also do just fine in freezing temperatures. Sometimes you might come outside during the winter months and find small little icicles or even snowflakes on top of your kale plant's foliage. And you know what? Your kale will be absolutely fine. If the temperatures will dip too low, say below 10 degrees Fahrenheit, you can always cover up your kale with a light frost protection cloth, and they're gonna be just fine. So what are those veggies or herbs number 3, 4, and 5 that you can and indeed should sow and grow now, if you haven't already done so, in the month of December? So herb, fragrant, delicious herb that is used so widely in cooking is our cilantro. I have my cilantro growing over here in this container that I sowed from seed just a bit over a month ago. But you know what, guys? Cilantro is such a delicious and cold hardy herb that if you haven't sowed it and grown it already, no worries, guys. You can and should sow it now in the month of December. In fact, if you sow and grow it now during shorter, cooler days, you have a less chance that your cilantro will bolt and go to flower and seed. But if that happens, don't worry, guys. Just collect and crush those seeds, and you will have ground coriander powder to enjoy in your delicious meals as well. But cilantro is so easy to sow and grow from seeds. You could sow it directly in your raised garden bed or in a growing bag or a container of some sort. And what's great about sowing and growing herbs in containers is that you have full control of the growing cycle. And if the temperatures do happen to dip below freezing, you can always bring in your containers inside, indoors into your home, or even your green room, which is exactly what I do throughout the late fall and winter seasons. But don't worry, guys, your cilantro will be absolutely fine even below frost temps. What is that herb number 4 that you can and in fact should sow and grow right now in the month of December? Again, if you haven't already done so, it's this stunner right over here. And this delicious, fragrant, beautiful green herb is our parsley. In fact, guys, parsley can and will grow and thrive in temperatures as low as 10 degrees Fahrenheit. You have nothing to worry about. Again, you can choose to grow your parsley directly in your raised garden beds, directly in the soil of your home garden, or like I am doing over here, in a container. Because again, if in case Mother Nature decides to throw a curveball at us and surprise us with very, very cold, indeed freezing temperatures, you can always either cover your container or your growing basket, or bring this container inside into your home or your green room like I do. But either way, so cilantro likes and prefers to be directly sown into the soil or the container. It does not like to have its roots disturbed during the transplanting process. Versus parsley, you could sow and grow parsley either directly in the soil of your garden bed or container, or you can pre-sprout it in a seeding tray or transplanting container. And once your sprouts will reach certain height and maturity, you can always transplant them into your home garden. And moving right on, guys, so I don't take any more of your precious time, what is that herb number 5 that you can and in fact should sow right now in the month of December? Take a look, guys. It is this stunner right over here. Take a look at the beautiful foliage. Guess what, guys? This stunning, delicious herb is our dill. Dill has a mix of flavors somewhere between celery and I want to say fennel. So when you combine those two flavors with a little bit of more sweetness to it, you get the delicious, fragrant flavor of dill. Again, guys, dill is super easy to grow. It is very cold tolerant. As you could see, I grow 3 of these stunning herbs in containers because again, by doing so, you can control the growing environment of your herb, and you can always have that flexibility to bring them indoors somewhere warmer in case Mother Nature throws that curveball at you. But whether you're gonna grow dill, cilantro, parsley, or all 3 of these, December is the perfect time to sow and grow these beauties, delicious, stunning herbs in your home garden. So what is that veggie herb number 6 that you should sow and grow now in the month of December? Come with me, let me show you. That delicious, fragrant, widely used herb number 6 is, yes, guys, you guessed it right. That herb number 6 that can and should be rosemary. I have my rosemary growing here in the smaller raised bed that I'm sowing from seed. Me and my family love this stunning, delicious herb and use it quite often in our kitchen. So for those of you who enjoy that fragrance and flavor that rosemary has to offer, go on and sow those rosemary seeds right now in the month of December. And in fact, just like I mentioned with the other herbs, rosemary can easily be sown and grown in a garden bag or a larger sized container as well. Hence, if Mother Nature comes around with the really freezing temps, you can always move those garden bags or your containers inside, indoors, maybe even into your garage to protect your delicate herbs from freezing temps. Here we are, guys. We are inside my green room where I have yet another one of the containers filled with herbs. Here is yet another parsley variety that I'm growing, and this one I kept in my green room, but I will be moving it outside today as well. So that brings us to the next delicious aromatic herb that you should grow in the month of December. And I have this herb right over here next to me, and this stunner over here is bay leaf. Yes, guys, I grow my own bay leaf in my own home garden. I like to grow bay leaf in containers. These are average size containers because when mature, bay leaf plant can and will reach height and width of roughly 3 to 4 feet. So when choosing the container, make sure you give this stunner enough root space, enough space for its roots to grow. There's so many delicious recipes that call for bay leaf. So why spend money? Why buy it in a supermarket when you can grow your own bay leaves? For those who have never considered growing bay leaf, I highly recommend it. The fragrance and the flavor of bay leaf is just one of a kind. What is the next delicious vegetable that we can and should grow in the month of December? And that vegetable is our shallot. Yes, guys, shallot is a delicious vegetable that's a part of the onion family. In fact, shallots, onions, leeks, and even garlic are all members of the same family. So just like you can and should plant garlic now in the month of December, you can and should plant and grow shallot. You can grow shallot from sets, or you can grow shallot from seed. In fact, if you live in Guardian Zone 7 and above, you should start your shallots from seed in seed starting trays, and in a few weeks, you can easily transplant it right into your home garden. Shallots are very cold hardy and very resilient when it comes to their storage. They do not go bad that easily, and they do not rot that easily as well. Another member of the onion family which you can and should plant now. So that is number 9. And that is leek. Leek is delicious, and leek is also a member of the onion family. And it can and should be started now in the month of December from seeds. You could start your seeds inside, indoors in seed starting trays, and then transplant them outside into a raised bed or directly into the soil of your home garden. Another quick tip I want to share with you guys. If you do not have leek seeds, say you cannot get a hold of them now in the month of December, you can go to your local supermarket, purchase organic leeks. Trim off the green ends, so the top ends of your leek. Consume them in your own delicious soups and or dishes. And plant the white root ends of your leek directly into a raised bed or the soil of your home garden. Water it thoroughly, fertilize it, and in a few weeks, in a matter of a few short weeks, you're going to see those leeks grow from you. In a matter of a month or so, you'll be able to harvest that leek and consume it in your delicious meals as well. Just make sure it's organic, so again, it's not sprayed with any sort of a growth inhibitor. And the third type of onion that you can and should grow now in the month of December from seeds are our bunching onions. So those are not the onions that we grow for the bulb or the head. Bunching onions are the onions that we grow for the green leaf growth. Some may refer to it as scallions. So those are the ones that we don't worry much. We don't care much about how big they will get, a bulb or head-wise below the soil surface. In fact, we don't need that bulb growth. We want that lush green leaf growth that we trim and use in salads, appetizers, or even dishes. So bunching onions, shallots, and leeks. Choose one, two, or grow all three of them now from seed in the month of December. For those of you guys who prefer to grow your leek and or your bunching onion from seeds, well, especially when it comes to leek, I always highly recommend you taking a closer look at the variety which you are choosing. So when it comes to growing leek from seed in the late fall or winter months, I highly recommend that you choose the freestanding leek variety. So what does that mean? That means that that variety will have no problem withstanding the bitter cold winter temperatures. A great example of such a variety is called a blue solace leek variety. Another great vegetable that you can and should sow and grow from seed now in the month of December is our lettuce. As you could see here, I have my lettuce growing in a container. The great thing about lettuce is it does like and prefer cooler temperatures. And depending on the lettuce varieties, many lettuce varieties do germinate and grow relatively quickly. Here is an example. This specific lettuce variety, called the black-seeded Simpson, takes only 42 days from seed to harvest, and also a container-friendly variety. And there are plenty of lettuce varieties out there to choose from. Imagine picking, harvesting your own crunchy sweet lettuce all winter long and never having to buy yet another bunch from your local supermarket. So the next great and delicious vegetable to grow from seed now in the month of December is our spinach. Just like lettuce, not all are created equal. Some spinach varieties are indeed cold hardy varieties. However, majority of the spinach varieties are bred for warmer air temperatures and warmer soil temperatures. When choosing the right spinach variety to plant in your gardening zone now in the month of December, and even over here, guys, you could see that I have various spinach varieties. When you go to a garden center or a nursery, there's so many seed packets to choose from, so many varieties to choose from. Just always, guys, take a look at the packet. Read the front as well as the back of the packet to make sure that the varieties that you choose will be applicable to your garden zone, and you will know for sure when you can plant that specific plant variety. Worst case scenario, guys, if you really want to enjoy that spinach now, however, your variety is not a cold hardy variety, you can always plant it in a container like I do during the fall and winter months. If it gets way too cold outside, again, I always bring it inside into my green room to protect it from those cold, harsh temperatures. Or if the weather gets slightly cold but not too bad, I can always cover my container with some frost protection cloth. If that's not enough, guys, guess what? I have more delicious veggies and herbs to show you that you can and in fact should plant now in the month of December. And one of those delicious herbs is our basil. Not only does basil taste so good, it also has so many uses for us in our home kitchens. Anything from delicious entrees to fragrant aromatic sauces. Not only that, basil comes in a variety of gorgeous, stunning colors. Anything from bright green to deep opal purple. Another great thing about basil is that it can be easily grown even on your windowsill. Whether you have a south-facing windowsill in your home or even a grow light somewhere in your home, you can sow a few basil seeds in a small, even quarter-size container. Place it on a south-siding windowsill and watch this stunner grow. By sowing and growing many of the herbs and the veggies that I mentioned in today's video, we're giving ourselves another chance to reignite those senses of summer. And who doesn't love summer? I know I do. Another great vegetable to sow and grow from seed now in the month of December is our radish. In fact, I had these 3 large size containers filled with delicious radish just a few days ago. I had the kids help me harvest the radish, and now we're ready to sow some more. The great thing about radish is it comes in so many colors and so many varieties. Everything from the traditional pink colored with the white interior, such as this one, the early scarlet globe, to our black Spanish radish, which is this deep black coloring, to more exotic colors, which are a mix of white and the traditional pink. There's always also our watermelon radish varieties, our breakfast radish varieties, you name it. Some come smaller sizing, others come much larger, such as the Crimson Giant or the German giant varieties. You could see that these packets are open because, again, I had these 3 containers filled with beautiful crunchy radish. The great thing about radish is not only is it ready from seed to harvest in roughly 4 weeks. Take a look for yourself. This particular variety, the sparkler, is ready in 25 days for harvest. It's also container friendly. Isn't that just great? And there are quite a few radish varieties that are indeed container friendly. Radish loves cooler, colder air and soil temperature. In fact, if you plant radish during the hot summer month, not only is it not going to form that perfect crisp root below the soil surface, it will also flower and bolt on you. So again, if you do not want to wait 55 days or 45 days and you want to harvest your delicious crunchy radishes in little as a month, take a look at the seed packet. It always clearly tells you all of the sowing, growing, and harvesting instructions. But radish tastes much, much better when it's picked and harvested earlier on in the growing stage. The longer you wait, the more peppery, more bitter it will taste. Didn't I tell you guys in the beginning of today's video that for those of you who were asking, wondering, what is it that you can and should sow and grow from seed now in the month of December, that by the end of this video, you will no longer wonder that or ask that question. You're going to be all ready to get your hands nice and dirty in your home garden. Guess what, guys? I have a few more veggies to share with you. So the next beautiful, delicious, sweet, just beautiful root vegetable that you can and should sow now in the month of December from seed is our carrots. So what dictates perfect carrot sowing and growing conditions? So when it comes to sowing and growing carrots, soil temperatures means much more than, say, our air temperatures. I know when we grow vegetables and herbs in our home gardens, it's always important. In fact, it's crucial to consider the air temperature, as many of our fruits, vegetables, and herbs cannot survive in certain air temperatures. Well, when it comes to carrots, that's not the case. Carrots are very, very cold hardy. And in fact, they can withstand temperatures as low as 0 degrees Fahrenheit. So as long as the soil in your home garden is not frozen and workable, go on right ahead and sow those carrot seeds right in the soil of your home garden. In fact, you can grow carrots in a raised garden bed, in a gardener's bag, a growing bag, a container, or directly in the soil of your home garden. There are 2 more delicious veggies that you can and should grow now from seed in the month of December. Unfortunately, I do not have the seed packets on me at this moment, but I still would like to mention them to you guys. Those 2 are mustard greens, which are absolutely delicious in fresh salads, and microgreens. For those of you who love consuming microgreens, now the month of December is the perfect time to sow and grow them from seed. This is it for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me here on this beautiful, mild fall day in Long Island, New York, Zone 7A. In today's video, I went over all the veggies, all the herbs that you guys should and must sow now in the month of December to get our gardening hands nice and dirty. For those of you who enjoyed the content of today's video, if you found today's video to be useful, informative, helpful in your own home gardening, show me that support by clicking thumbs up below. Leave your comments in the comment section as well. I love talking to each and every single one of you. I personally read all of your messages and respond to each and every single one of you. For those who haven't yet subscribed to my gardening channel, Gardening Cold Spring Harbor, what are you waiting for, guys? Super easy for you to do, yet super pleasing and rewarding to me. Very easy. Go below this video and click the subscribe button. Everyone, stay healthy, happy. I hope you all are doing well and staying warm during these cold fall and winter months. Thank you again for joining me here today and for watching this video. Happy gardening, guys, and I'll see you again in my new upcoming gardening videos. Bye, guys.